Calling all cars, a copyrighted program transcribed and dedicated to the prevention of crime.
Calling all cars, attention all cars, broadcast 167. Stand by to assist narcotics squad in apprehending dope ring. That is all. Gordon.
The entire world has become conscious of the dangers of narcotics, dope. Most of the nations have banded together by treaties to assist each other in stamping out the evil. Each has specialists at work on the problem. In the United States, this campaign of prevention and suppression rests in the hands of the officers of the narcotic squads, federal, state, and municipal. It is highly specialized work and dangerous because the narcotic agent works best when he works alone, undercover. He must meet cunning with cunning and never drop his disguise, which as a rule is that of a dealer in drugs. For the peddler, especially the one who deals in large amounts, is cautious, oily, and ruthless. Such is the story you will hear. The Whistling Snowbirds. Early in October 1936, deep in the interior of Los Angeles' Oriental section, two unkempt men browse through the narrow alley-like streets. To the observer, they are just a part of the never-ending line of food-seeking scavengers whose hungry eyes seek for scraps of anything edible to stave off starvation. But under the filthy clothes, the matted beards, these two men are interested in a far greater reward than food. They are two alert, watchful narcotic squad workers, Lieutenants Wallace Greeton and Raymond Clark, making careful notes as they go. A dope drive is underway.
You are wanting something?
Oh, just looking around, seeing the sights.
You are having money?
Maybe.
Better maybe you are leaving. My people not enjoying a sightseer.
Maybe you could tell us where we might find some fun. You know, happy fun.
Not understanding. You leave now.
Oh, sure you understand. Fun.
Not understanding. So sorry.
All right, all right. How much for the pencils, partner?
Oh, 5 cents.
No, not that kind. I mean your good ones.
Oh, 5 cents.
Look, see if you can savvy this. We want white pencils. Happy pencils, you understand?
Understanding, please. Pencil, 5 cents.
Okay, skip it.
Oh, yes. I skipping, please.
And the following morning in Captain Eddie Chitwood's office.
Hiya, boys.
Oh, morning, Eddie.
Hello, Eddie.
How's she going? Any results?
You tell him, Ray.
Okay. No results, no sale, nothing.
Those slant-eyed devils don't know what it means to talk. All they can say is, understanding, please. Oh, yes, understanding, please. Bunch of parrots.
You boys don't sound too happy about it.
Who would? After spending nights wandering around those joints only to hear the same thing every time we asked a question.
That's the one thing you just can't do to an Oriental, Ray. Ask questions. The minute you do, they forget how to speak English. And boy, I know.
Yeah, we know, too. The only trouble being the fact that we don't speak their language.
Yeah, I'll tell you what we better do, boys. It's a cinch there's a new shipment of morphine in town. From all I can gather, it's a big one. Enough to supply every addict in Southern California. And what's more, we've got to locate where it's being stored, who's peddling it, and who's behind the deal.
Aside from that, there's nothing to worry about, right?
That's right, Ray. Only don't sound so pessimistic about it. Now, I've got an idea.
Good. I'm glad somebody has an idea. I've run out of them at this point.
I doubt that, Wally. Never saw the time yet when you couldn't think something up when it was needed. However, this idea of mine can only be worked by one man.
How about my doing it, Eddie?
Hey, wait a minute. I'm no cripple.
Oh, no, take it easy. Haven't even told you what it's all about yet, and you're fighting about who's going to do it.
Well, sure, but if there's going to be any fun...
I'm going to do it alone.
I was afraid of that.
Yeah, this has got to be a one-man job. And here's the little man who's going to do it. I'm sorry, boy.
You mean we can't even get in on it?
I'll need you both a little later on, but in the beginning, you can just relax. Take it easy.
Well, suppose you give us a clue. You know, a vague idea of where to ship the body and all that.
Sure. I'll be glad to. Beginning tomorrow, Captain Eddie Chitwood is out of town. You know, gone, left, not here.
Yeah? I understand you're out of town.
Right. Only I'm not out of town. Also, starting tomorrow, my name is Eddie Spencer. And I don't like the police. And I'm a bigger and better morphine buyer from the East. You get it?
Vaguely. You're going in for a little private dope buying.
I hope. It's a cinch that so far, beyond those few little peddlers you boys have talked to, we haven't any idea who the top is. Now, this Eddie Spencer intends to spend enough time in the district to worm his way into their confidences. And eventually, I hope to meet the big boy himself.
Sounds pretty risky to me, Eddie. Suppose one of those boys you sent up a while back just happens to see you. Think how much it'd be worth to him to peddle that information to some of that ring. And if he did, where would you be?
Floating, face down in the Los Angeles River, most likely.
Exactly. Those boys don't fool around.
And neither do we, Ray. So tomorrow, I'm off. You two might sort of keep a check on me if you want to, just in case I need you, but don't tell anybody else where I am. This is one of those jobs where two's more than company. It's a crowd.
And the following day, Chitwood carries out the first step in his dangerous plan. Becomes Eddie Spencer, big-time dope peddler in search of morphine. For several weeks, he frequents dingy Oriental dens, talking just enough to let anyone interested know that he's looking for a business deal, that he has plenty of money to play with. But as the days go by and no contact is made, his hopes begin to go down. Determined to stick with it as long as is humanly possible, he continues to make the rounds. And one night, in a small restaurant, as he sits alone, finishing a tasty dinner of fried rice and shrimp, a small, nervous-looking Oriental comes to his table, introduces himself.
You Mr. Spencer, yes?
That's right.
Are you looking for something to buy?
Maybe.
That is good. If you would be interested, I might be able to help you.
How do I know you're on the up and up?
I will show you, if you are interested at all.
Well, I don't know anything about you, but I'll listen to your proposition. What's the deal?
We cannot talk here. You'll come with me to my friends, huh?
Now, wait a minute, listen. I don't like too many people in on my business. You can tell me enough to know whether or not I'm interested right here. In the first place, what can you supply me with?
Oh, not able to telling you. My friend, he know.
No, I don't like it. You can take your choice now. Tell me what I want to know right now, or forget the whole thing.
You come with me. My friend...
I know, your friend will tell me, but that's out. I don't go anywhere with you until I get an answer.
If I were to tell you it is morphine, would you come to my friends?
Perhaps.
Then I say it is morphine. The very best. You come now?
Where is your friend's place?
You come with me, I show.
Okay, I'll talk to your friend. Only I'm warning you, if this stuff isn't the best, no deal.
Oh, yes, very best of stuff. You come.
So Captain Chitwood, hoping that his diminutive guide will supply the first link in his long search, patiently follows through narrow alleys, his eyes constantly watching for some sign of danger. After a seemingly endless journey, the little Oriental stops before a rickety old building, motions for Chitwood to follow behind him, then opens a squeaking door, starts up a dark flight of stairs.
Hey, wait a minute.
Yes?
What is this? I don't like the look of this place.
My friend live here. You come.
Well, all right, then. Go ahead.
Ika. Now. You come in, please. This, my friend, Nasaki.
All right.
You will sit down, yes?
It's all right, Nasaki. You can tell me what I want to know standing up.
Nasaki Dadaka. Nasaki says all right.
Well, that's fine. Now, how about it, Nasaki?
You want morphine, yes?
That's right. If it's any good, I'll want plenty.
Oh, I have only best.
I'll know more about that when I see it.
But having none right now.
What? Wasabi, I thought you said
Oh,
that...
no. Do not blame my friend Osabe. I will have more soon, but right now, having none.
Oh, that's too bad. I can't wait for a shipment to come in. I've got to have action right away. Come on, Osabe. Show me the way out of this place.
Oh, please, 1 minute. If you come with me, I know a friend who have some.
How do I know you won't pull the same thing as Osabe here?
You want morphine?
That's right.
You come with me to friend. He having.
All right. I'll take your word for it, Nasaki. Let's go.
Oh, so. Maria,
So once again, Chitwood makes a journey, this time led by Osabe's friend Nazaki. After several minutes of walking, they enter a small restaurant, seat themselves at a secluded table. Excusing himself, Nazaki leaves Chitwood alone for a few minutes, then returns with another Oriental, and after an exchange of brief formalities, the newcomer gets down to business.
My friend Zaki tells me you are wanting morphine. That is correct, Mr.
That is
Spencer?
entirely correct. I understand you can supply it.
I can.
Good. If it's any good, I'm ready to buy 5 pounds.
It is good, but 5 pounds.
What's the matter with that?
Only that I not have that much. So sorry, Mr. Spencer.
You can't get me 5 pounds?
Sorry, but I have idea how you can get that much.
Don't tell me you have a friend, too.
I have friends. There is chance they might help you.
All right. Where do we go to see these friends of yours?
I will take you to them. Only one thing, Mr. Spencer.
Yeah?
My friends, they are very particular. You will let them speak of business first. Understand?
Sure, that's all right with me.
That is good, then. We can go now?
Anytime you say. Sooner the better for me.
Then, if you will follow me, we go.
Again, Captain Chitwood finds himself in the role of follower, and again he makes a roundabout journey through the alleys of the district. But with each change of guides, his goal seems to come closer, and his hopes are of the highest when they finally enter another small restaurant on the other side of the district. Again seat themselves at a small table. A short time later, his latest guide introduces him to 3 educated-looking Orientals. This time, Chitwood feels he is at last on the right track. Hiding his impatience, he follows instructions, says nothing of the business at hand, while Misters Okai, Shizu, and Nagai exchange polite generalizations with him.
You are familiar with our country, Mr. Spencer?
Yes, fairly. I've been to the Orient.
It is a robber country.
You've been in America for some time, huh, Mr. Okai?
Oh, several years.
Your English is so good, I thought you must have lived here for a good many years.
Happy to hear you say that, Mr. Spencer. It is a compliment.
You are not drinking with us, Mr. Spencer. Why is that?
I never drink when I'm doing business.
Oh, then I will drink your glass.
Why, certainly. Just help yourself.
I think perhaps we should go somewhere else, eh? This place, it is tiresome.
Anything you say.
That is very good. I have a place in mind. Very nice place. We will go there?
Figuring Okai to be the leader, Chitwood plays his part to perfection. Not one word of business has been mentioned. At no time has Okai so much as hinted of the thoughts running behind his mask-like Oriental face. And yet Chitwood realizes that this is the supreme test. An old hand at narcotic investigation and familiar to the ways of the Oriental, he knows just what he is being subjected to. At each place, he is being carefully studied by other members of the dope ring. As he sits in the latest one, an Oriental nightclub, his thoughts are not of the happiest. Should one person recognize him, the result would be more than unpleasant. He is in so deep, there can be no turning back now. So, surrounded by his three companions, he tries to appear unconcerned.
You see, Mr. Spencer, my people are rapidly acquiring the dance customs of your country. Music, dance, even the dress.
Yes, I noticed that. It's a surprising thing.
There are many surprising things to be found here.
Yes, that's right, Mr. Nagai. I can see that.
Things that would perhaps astound even one so used to excitement. The excitement of America, I mean, as you.
Yes, I have no doubt of that, Mr. Nagai. No doubt at all.
And after a few minutes in the nightclub, Nagai suggests another place. Accordingly, the four pay their bill and leave, moving to another club. And as they sit at their table, Chitwood suddenly looks up directly into the inquiring eyes of a small Oriental standing a few feet away. For an instant, the two stare at each other. Then the Oriental turns his head away, pays no more attention to him. And Chitwood, for the first time in a long minute, breathes again. The man is a peddler who only 10 years ago he had sent to San Quentin on a narcotic charge. Suddenly, a moment later, Nagai suggests they go outside. After again paying a small bill, they leave the noisy club, huddle in the quiet street in front. And to his surprise, Chitwood sees Shizu and Okai continue on down the street, leaving him alone with Nagai.
What's the idea, Nagai? Where are your friends off to?
I am telling them to go. We will talk our own, Mr. Spencer.
And I still don't get it.
Too many people in on a deal. No one can make any profit. We do business our own.
You've been a long time coming to the point, Nagai.
I've only taken the precaution necessary. Now I'm satisfied.
Good.
I'm informed you are wishing £5. That is right?
That's right.
Very well. Tomorrow night, you will meet me at my hotel. I will have what you desire with me. You will have a necessary amount of money. $5,000.
Well, I've got to test the stuff first, Nagai.
Oh, that will be satisfactory. When we meet, you may do so.
Okay, if it's good, I'll take the £5 tomorrow and sign a contract to buy more each month. Now then, where's your hotel?
I will show you now. That way will be no mistakes made tomorrow.
Good enough. Let's go.
Shown to a small hotel on East 1st Street, Chitwood asks the number of the room and is told he will be met in front. Time is set for 9 o'clock. After a brief goodbye, Chitwood covers his tracks carefully, then proceeds to headquarters, holds a conference with his assistants, Greeton and Clark.
Now, if our luck holds, we'll have Nagai cold turkey.
And if it doesn't hold, he'll have you cold copper.
That's right. Now, here's what I want you boys to do. Take this address on 1st Street and stake out there tomorrow evening. Keep out of sight and don't let anybody get suspicious of you. As soon as Nagai sells me this stuff, I'll call you, and then we can take him in.
Okay, Eddie, we'll be there.
And there's nothing to do now but just wait. I'm going back to my spot before someone gets wise. See you tomorrow night at 9.
Acting upon Chitwood's instructions, Clark and Greeton stake out the hotel from a small alleyway directly across the street. For several hours, they wait in silence as the minutes tick by, bringing the appointed hour closer and closer. At 2 minutes after 9, Clark suddenly nudges Greeton, speaks in a low whisper.
There's Eddie. Just drove up and parked over there.
Yeah, see him.
Now all we gotta do is hold our fingers crossed and pray a little.
Already done that. Hey, look. Eddie's going into the hotel.
No, wait a minute. Look, that guy's stopping him. They're talking.
Yeah, so far, so good. Now, when they get inside, we better move in closer so we can hear if Eddie yells.
Yeah. Watch it.
Hey, something's up. They're heading back to Eddie's car.
That means something's gone wrong with our plans. What do we do now?
If they drive off, we better beat it back to our car and see if we can pick up their trail.
Okay. Let's go. They're doing just that.
Rushing back to their car, Greeton and Clark drive round the block looking for Chitwood's car. But there's no sign of it. Accordingly, doing the only thing left to do, they start a wild drive through the narrow streets, hoping against hope that they will locate Chitwood in time to carry out their plans. And in another part of town, Chitwood obeys instructions as they are given him by Nagai, turning first right, then left, then right again, until all sense of direction is completely lost.
Turning right at this corner.
Right it is. I don't quite get the idea, Nagai. You said you lived in that hotel back there on First Street.
Oh, yes, sir. I said that.
But you don't. Is that right?
Yes, sir. That is right, Mr. Spencer.
Well, where are we going now?
You will see. Turn left here, please. It is my business to be very careful, not to take chances, Mr. Spencer.
Yeah, I agree with that, all right. Only this seems like a pretty long way to get anywhere.
You will drive in direction I give you, then we will talk.
Okay, Nagai, it's your deal.
You will stopping here?
Yeah? Okay.
Oh.
Hey, what the deuce? This is within a block of the place we started from.
This is our destination, however. And now, Mr. Spencer, come. We were going to my room.
Oh, wait a minute. I've got an idea. Why don't you bring the stuff down here to the car? I can test it here, and if it's okay, I'll give you the money. I've got the money right here in this briefcase.
Oh, why should I doing that?
Well, it's only that I thought it might look funny, my going in this hotel with you.
It will not look funny. Many white people go in this hotel. We will going upstairs.
Okay. What's the room number?
You will see when we get to it. Come, please.
His hopes of getting the room number and writing it on a matchbox to drop for his assistants to find, blocked by the wise Nagai, Chitwood follows him through the lobby of one of the district's smartest hotels, past the elevator, up a flight of stairs to the second floor. There, Nagai puts a finger to his lips, cautions Chitwood to silence.
It is best to be very quiet. My man is in the next room. He might hear us. And this is a deal between us, our own.
Okay, Nagai.
All right. Coming in the side. Now, please, if you will show me money.
Sure thing. Here it is. $4,400. If the stuff's okay, I'll bring you the rest tomorrow.
Morphine is a very finest. My brother in Orient manufacture same. It's the very best.
All right, let's see it.
All right. It is here in this suitcase. This overcoat is very fine garment, Mr. Spencer. Most valuable. You see, from lining, I remove these little pocket. There is your morphine.
Let me have one of those packets.
Oh, yes, sir. Certainly.
That's first grade, all right.
It is as I am telling you, very finest.
All right, Nagai. Here's the money. You can have the briefcase as a gift from me.
Thank you, thank you. And here are rest of £5.
That's fine. Oh, by the way, Nagai, I forgot to show you something. Take a look at this.
What? Oh, I do not understand.
Oh, don't you? It's a police badge. It means that you're under arrest.
Arrest? Oh, no. No.
Drop those scissors.
What are you doing?
Oh, yes, you will.
No. Take it away. Narrow.
Oh, you're going to keep quiet? I'll have to use my gun on you.
Oh, no. Not arresting you.
All right.
No.
You're in the spot. There's nothing you can do about it. Now, stay right here. While I load this morphine into your suitcase, then you can carry it. Help anchor you down.
But getting the now thoroughly frightened and desperate Nagai down the stairs proves to be more of a job than Chitwood has bargained for. The little Oriental is determined to break away long enough to commit suicide and avoid the disgrace of arrest. And Chitwood has the task of carrying the briefcase full of money, keeping a firm grasp on Nagai's arm, and holding his gun in readiness all at the same time. Twice on the way down, Nagai breaks away, and Chitwood has to overpower him by force. But at last, after 3 stops, they reach the sidewalk. And now a new problem faces Chitwood. In groups, staring at the struggling Nagai, several Orientals stand in a circle round him, hatred in their faces. Hatred for the white man who is mistreating one of their countrymen. At any moment, they threaten to turn on him and free Nagai.
Tell your friends they better not start anything, Nagai. There'll be trouble if they do.
Let them go, and they will not harm you.
Not a chance. I'll let loose with this gun first.
There are many of them, and only one of you.
Yes, and if they close in on us, I'm going to let you have it. You understand?
That is of no importance to me now. They will make it very unpleasant for you afterwards. I warn you would be... Oh, what is that?
I think that's what I've been hoping would arrive, Nagai.
Terrible.
Oh, looks like a young riot here, Eddie. Guess we found you just in time.
For once in your life, Ray, you've hit it right on the nose. Say, how'd you find me?
Well, Clark and I have been touring the city ever since you left that hotel on First Street. Just happened to see your car up the street a ways and this mob here. Figured it might be you.
Oh, boy, am I glad to see you. Come on, hold this mob back a while I get our friend Nagai in the car. And keep hold of that suitcase there. It's Mr. Nagai's passport to jail.
Dope addicts who are happy because they're in possession of a store of their favorite narcotic, or because they know where their supply can be obtained without much trouble, are sure danger signs for police or federal narcotic bureaus. It means that somewhere in their strong barrier against the traffic is a leak, and that the deadly drugs can be obtained with comparative ease. And every ounce of narcotic means the making of more and more dangerous criminals. In the case you have just heard, the smuggling ring was smashed by the astute, fearless detective work of one narcotic bureau official who faced a show-up by the dope peddlers. The amount of narcotics recovered by the lone work of this officer was enough to poison a whole city full of people. Realize the dangers that threaten us and those we hold dear. Make this problem a personal one, and so understand its significance to us individually and as members of a civilized community threatened by this constant danger. The work of these officers proves that crime does not pay.
Calling all cars, a copyrighted program transcribed and dedicated to the prevention of crime.
Calling all cars, attention all cars, broadcast 168. Investigator reported robbery at service station, corner of 3rd and B Streets. Get out there right away. That is all. Gordon.
Truth is often stranger than fiction. No one is as certain of this old adage as the person who turns the pages of the official records of crime. Here are uncovered those quirks of the human mind which, when translated into action, make crime so puzzling, not only to the average citizen, but even to the trained police officer. Mr. Average Citizen is prone to shrug his shoulders and let the explanation come from the police. It is astonishing with what cunning the criminal hides his intents. Always the police find it, uncover it, and the case is solved. It is this kind of case we are about to hear. A cunning killer, the motive hidden, actions that only a psychiatrist could explain. A strange crime indeed. But to tell you more of it would be to take away interest from this extraordinary story. So let us now listen to The Laughing Killer. It is late afternoon, March 7th, 1936. Inside the San Mateo Police Headquarters, there is little to relieve the monotony of the day. Broken only by the deep hum of some casual fly, silence occupies the room. Suddenly, the phone on the robbery detail's desk begins ringing, rings until answered.
San Mateo Police, robbery detail.
This is Jerry Sells. I've just been held up.
Where?
Over at the gas station. You know, over here on 3rd and B.
Yeah?
3 mugs with guns walked in and took $13 out of the cash register.
How long ago was this?
Just a few minutes ago.
Okay, we'll send someone over. You can tell them all about it. Yeah, they'll be right over. All right, boys. Get on over there.
Now, Sells, if you'll just give us a description of these men and fill out this report, we'll see what we can do for you.
Sure. They were all dressed about the same way. All had overcoats.
You said something about guns, too, didn't you?
Yeah, they all had guns.
Notice what kind of guns?
Why, no. No, I didn't.
What color were their overcoats?
Color?
Yeah.
Well, let me see. I think they were gray. Yes, they were gray.
Could you identify them? The men, I mean, if you saw them again.
Well, I don't know.
They didn't wear masks, did they?
No, that is... I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, I'm sure they didn't. I couldn't see them very well.
Why not?
Well, they had their coat collars turned up, high over their faces.
Did they wear hats?
Yeah.
Both of them?
Yeah.
How about the other?
The other?
Yeah, you said there were 3. Did the third wear a hat?
Yes. No. He didn't wear a hat.
What did he look like?
I can't seem to remember very well. He was sort of dark.
You don't seem very sure of all this, young fella. First you say there were 3 of them, and then you say both wore hats. You can't give us a description.
You're sure you were held up?
Yeah, I was.
Well, then what did the men look like?
Well, wait a minute. Let me think a bit.
Were they blonde, dark-haired, red-headed, what?
They were all sort of dark-haired.
All 3 of them?
Yeah, I'm sure of that.
How could you tell that? You said they had hats on and wore their coat collars turned up.
Oh, well...
Come on, young fella. Give us a straight story on this.
Well, you mean you don't believe me that I was robbed, I mean?
Hardly.
But I'm on the level.
Come on, this isn't getting anywhere.
Oh, all right. As a matter of fact, I wasn't robbed.
That's just what I figured. Now, what's the idea?
I needed some dough, so I framed this. I only took $13.
You mean you hoped we'd believe that story of yours and spend a lot of time looking for 3 birds who didn't even exist while you spent the money? Is that it?
Why, I didn't care whether you fellas ever looked for them or not, just so long as I got the $13.
Where do you live?
Oh, I acquired a house in Woodside. I live there.
What do you mean, acquired?
I got it in a trade deal, swapping things around.
Where'd you get it from?
A woman, Mrs. Ada French. She traded it to me for an automobile and some lots up on Skyline Boulevard.
You got a deed to it?
A deed?
Yeah, a certificate of ownership.
Well, no, I haven't.
I think we'd better take this fella into the station, Ed. The more he talks, the less I believe.
Here, too. Come on, Sells. You're going to take a little ride with us.
Oh, listen, can't you boys just sort of forget all this and let me go? I won't pull anything like it again.
Not a chance. You've already pulled enough. Matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised to see the judge give you 30 days for this trick. Come on, put on your hat.
And for his attempted hoax, Jerome Sells draws just that, 30 days in the San Mateo jail. But during the first week of his stay there, he spends his time laughing one minute and telling all sorts of strange stories the next. Finally, after 12 days of his sentence have passed, the police call Sheriff McGrath of San Mateo County. Tell him about their storytelling prisoner. His curiosity aroused, Sheriff McGrath decides to have a talk with Sells.
Sells, they tell me you've been spinning some tall yarns over at the jailhouse.
That right?
I don't know as you'd call them yarns, Sheriff.
What are you in for?
Oh, I needed some dough, so I framed a little hoax over at the service station. Took some cash out of the till and reported it as a hold.
How about this house you talked about, the one in Woodside? I understand you got it through some sort of a trade.
Yeah, that's right.
What were the details of that trade, sir?
Oh, they're kind of mixed up. Take a long time to tell you.
Oh, that's all right. I've got the time. So since you're in no hurry to get anywhere, not for a while anyway, let's hear him.
Well, I got the house from a woman who owned it. Traded her some property I had up in Oregon and a car for it.
Mm-hmm. What was her name, sir?
French. Ada French.
Where is she now?
Where is she now? Boy, that's a hot one.
Well, what's so funny?
Well, it's just one of those things, Sheriff. She ran up with a Bulgarian army officer. I don't know where she went.
Well, I still don't see anything so funny in that.
That's because you don't know her. His name was Baronwich.
How do you spell that, sir?
What, Baronwich?
Yeah.
Why, I don't know. B-A-R-O-N, Bitch, I guess.
You say he was a Bulgarian?
Yeah.
An army officer?
Yeah, at least. That's what he said.
I see. Now, Sells, there's another little thing you might be able to explain for me. Where'd you get all the money you've been spending lately?
Huh?
I've learned that you've been spending a lot of cash lately. Where'd you get it?
Well, as a matter of fact, Ada transferred her bank account to me before she ran off with the guy.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
Why?
Why?
That's right. Why?
Oh, I guess because she kind of liked me. I knew her pretty well, and she just decided to let me have it. That's all.
You don't have any idea where she is now?
Nope, not the faintest, Sheriff. Somewhere with that Baronwich guy.
Well, you're pretty happy about all this, aren't you, sir?
Well, not exactly happy. I get a kick out of the old lady running up with a Bulgarian army officer and leaving all her dough to me. Why wouldn't I?
Why, of course. Why wouldn't you?
She's goofy enough to do that. I got a right to have a laugh out of it, haven't I?
Why, sure. You can laugh all you want. There's only one thing. I'm afraid you'll have to do your laughing over in our jail for a while. Just until I find out a little more about your elderly lady friend, Mrs. French. You don't mind her?
Me? Mine? No, go right ahead. I still think it's funny. I get a big kick out of the whole thing.
So the mirth-stricken youth is placed in the county jail, and Sheriff McGrath sets out to find out a few more details of his association with the romantic Mrs. French. And accompanied by Deputy Sheriff Thomas Maloney, he questions the neighbors near the Woodside house.
No, there never was anybody by the name of French lived around here. There was a Mrs. Ada Rice lived at the place you mentioned, but I never heard of a French.
Sure, I knew Ada Rice. Knew her pretty well, too. I never could figure out where she went to. That young fellow that lives here now said she'd run off and got married. But that was nearly a year ago. I've often thought about her. She was a mighty fine woman, believe me.
Yes, Sheriff, Mrs. Rice did transfer her bank account to this Sells fella. No, she didn't come in herself, just did it by signature. Surely, if you want a copy of the transfer, you're more than welcome to it. I never did exactly understand the relationship between young Sells and Mrs. Rice, but it wasn't any of my business, so I didn't pay any attention to it.
Now, here's what I want you to do. This piece of paper has a signature on it. You see here? Ada Rice. Now, here's another piece of paper with the same signature on it. I want you to tell me if they were both made by the same person.
Mm-hmm. Let me see. No, I wouldn't say that they were made by the same person, Sheriff. This one here is a copy. Fairly good one, too, but not perfect by a long way.
That's all I want to know. Come on, Tom. I'm anxious to see what our friend Sells can think up as answers to the questions we found for him.
Hello, Sheriff.
Sells, Deputy Maloney and I have been asking a few questions. We're not exactly satisfied with the results. I want you to see if you can give us better ones.
What are they?
Well, in the first place, you told us that the woman you got that house from was named French. Is that right?
Yep, that's right.
And yet her name is Rice. Ada Rice. Now, why the phony name?
I don't think I want to answer that one yet, Sheriff. Try another.
All right. I've checked the copy of the bank transfer, and it's a forgery.
What do you say to that?
A forgery.
That's right. Are you going to tell me you didn't forge Ada Rice's signature?
I'm not going to tell you anything, Sheriff. Why should I?
Because you're getting in deeper every time you tell one of your lies. It's liable to go pretty hard with you before this is over, that's why.
Sorry, Sheriff. I don't feel like talking now. Why don't you go out and find that Bulgarian army officer, Baranwich? Maybe he can tell you a few things.
There's one more thing I'd like to ask you, Sells. The people who live out near your place tell me you've been seen in an automobile several times, driving it. Where's that car now?
I gave it to Ada. It was part of the trade. You go find Baranwich and Ada, and maybe you'll find the car, too.
All right, take him back to his cell. I guess we'll have to get the real story from some other source. It's a sure thing I can't listen to this laughing hyena anymore. Take him away.
Back at the Woodside house, McGrath gets a description of the missing car, has a bulletin sent out to all points to be on the lookout for it, then proceeds to delve into the laughing Jerry Sells' past. 2 days later, a report comes in from Burlingame that the car has been located in a garage there. An immediate check with officials of that city brings to light the fact that it is the same car which several months back had been reported stolen from a Burlingame resident, that the owner had collected insurance on it at that time. And with this added twist to the already puzzling case, McGrath once again faces his prisoner, once again asks questions.
You're in so deep right now, Sells, that the sooner you decide to talk, the better it's going to be for you. Now, what about this stolen car business?
Well, what about it?
Where'd you get it?
I didn't.
What do you mean by that? You didn't what?
I didn't have a stolen car. I told you what happened to mine.
Sure, that and a lot of other things, too. But every time I check on your stories, they turn out to be lies. Oh, come on. Why don't you settle down? Get your feet in the ground. Tell me the straight on all this mess.
No. I think I've said enough for a while. I don't feel like saying anything more. Sorry, Sheriff, but that's the way it goes.
All right, Sells. Keep on making it tough for us. But you know you're being silly, don't you? Because as long as you refuse to cooperate with us, you're staying right here in jail.
That's all right. You find my friend Baranwich, and then I'll tell you a lot of things. A lot of things you never even thought of.
Oh, take him back to jail. I'm getting tired of that laughing.
And back to his cell he goes, laughing at his hidden joke, insinuating to his escort that he knows many things, but that he won't tell them yet. Sheriff McGrath, after a night of pondering the case, decides to try slightly different tactics. Accordingly, the next day, McGrath, Maloney, and another deputy take Sells over to his house at Woodside. For several hours, they go over the house with him, asking questions, writing down the answers, then asking the same questions over again. Finally, McGrath begins a psychological experiment.
Sit down, Jerry. Might as well take it easy.
Are you going to stay here?
Why, sure. Why not?
I don't know. Only, okay. I'll sit down.
That's the idea. Make yourself comfortable. It's sure the place to do it, eh, Tom?
Yeah. Soft seat, nice easy pillows. Really a great little spot.
I guess you were pretty happy up here, Jerry.
Yeah, I was.
You live here when Mrs. Rice had the place?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, that's a great spot, all right. Wouldn't mind living here myself. Of course, there's only one thing about it.
What's that, Sheriff?
The flies. Never could stand a lot of flies buzzing around.
Where do you see flies?
Right outside the window there, a whole flock of them. Big bottlenecks.
I can't see any.
Boy, sure, I can see them. Hear them, too. Can't you, Tom?
Sure.
I don't like them. They're sort of, well, you know, unpleasant. Always buzzing around, looking for some place to sit down, get a meal.
Yeah. Guess that's what those are looking for now.
Stop talking about flies, will you?
Well, what's the matter with you, Jerry? You look kind of pale. Look at him, Tom. He's white as a sheet, isn't he?
Yeah. Must be upset about something. That it, Sells?
No. There's nothing the matter with me. Only, will you lay off that talk about flies?
Well, you're making a lot of fuss over a swarm of bottleneck flies, Jerry. How come they upset you so? Remind you of something?
Yes. Cut it out.
Well, why don't you tell us about it, Jerry? We'd like to hear it, wouldn't we, Tom?
Sure. What's so important about a bunch of flies buzzing around, Sells?
Please, I can't stand it any longer.
Flies never hurt anyone's cells. Not badly, I mean. They just buzz around looking for food, just the same as you or I. Only they're flies. And we're not.
All right, Sheriff. I'll tell you. I killed Ada. I killed her right here in this house. Now, will you stop talking about flies? Will you,
Where
please?
was Baranwich when you killed her?
Baranwich. He was gone.
And what did you do with Mrs. Rice's body after you'd murdered her?
I can't talk anymore now. I killed her. That's all I can say. Now, will you take me out of here? Take me back to jail. Anywhere. Only let's get out of here.
All right, Jerry, we'll take you back to jail. And you'll stay there until you get ready to tell us the whole story. So come on, let's get going.
I didn't have any intentions of killing Ada. It was a mistake on my part. An awful mistake. You see, Ada used to come into my gas station for gas and oil all the time. She got so she was coming oftener every week. And then she began asking me to go out to the house with her for dinner. Things like that.
And you went?
Naturally. What would you have done? I'm only human, aren't I? And she was older, but what difference does it make? All this business has nothing to do with what happened that night anyway. I don't know why I'm telling you about it.
Go ahead, Jerry. You can skip the more intimate details. What we want is, how did you kill her? And what did you do with her afterward?
Yeah. I know what you want. I'll tell you. I went out the house that night. When I got there, it was all dark. Inside the house, it was dark. So I unlocked the door. I had a key by then and went inside. It was so dark I couldn't see anything, and I felt my way along until suddenly I felt something. Someone. I thought it was Baronvich.
Go on, Jerry. You thought it was Baronvich?
I thought it was Baronvich. And I decided to fix him. So I reached down in the fireplace and grabbed the poker. I could hear someone breathing right near me. And I swung the poker around in a circle. I hit something, and I heard a heavy fall. Then I guess I went a little crazy because I remember kneeling down and beating it some more, beating it until the breathing stopped. Then I turned on the light, and I discovered my mistake.
It was Mrs. Rice.
Yeah. And she was dead. I'd killed her by mistake.
Where was Baronvich?
Baronvich? Oh, he wasn't there. He'd gone, I guess.
You know, Jerry, it's a funny thing. Up to this point, I think you've been telling the truth. But as soon as you started fumbling around now, I have a hunch you're lying again. How about it?
I told you I killed her, didn't I? I told you how I did it. Isn't that enough?
No, I want two more things. Where's her body? And what about this Baronvich person?
I've talked enough. I'm not saying any more about anything. You can ask me questions till you're blue in the face, and the answer is no. I don't know.
So once again, one moment laughing, one moment serious, Jerome Sells decides to close up, refuses to make any more statements, to clarify the ones he has already made. But used to his ways by now, Sheriff McGrath instructs the deputies to return him to jail, settles down to await the killer's next talking spell. And 2 days later, his patience is rewarded when Sells asks to see him, sends word he is ready to talk. And in McGrath's office, a little later...
Hello, Jerry. Sit down.
Thanks.
So you've decided to tell me the story. That right?
Sure. I'll tell you, Sheriff. In fact, I'll do more than that. I'll show you how to get out to where she is.
That's fine, Jerry, fine. I thought you'd see the light before long.
Well, you know me, Sheriff. I've got to be in the mood before I'll talk. There's a stubborn streak in me somewhere, I guess, that makes me as mean as the devil sometimes.
I know that only too well by now.
Yeah, I guess you do. Anyway, you'll find her at the Boulder Creek Road, about 11 miles northeast of Saratoga.
You're sure she's there?
Why, I ought to be. Just before you picked me up, I took her right out there and made sure. Come on. Let's go get her. I need the air.
And after a drive out the Boulder Creek Road, Sells suddenly points to a large clump of bushes, indicates it to be the hiding place. A moment later, Sheriff McGrath is in possession of the long-missing body of Mrs. Ada Rice. Loading it aboard the car, the group start back the road to the morgue, when suddenly the paradoxical Mr. Sells turns to the sheriff, asks a strange question.
Say, Sheriff, did you ever get the wire off that other fella?
Huh? What other fella?
Oh, I forgot. I haven't told you about that, have I?
Well, I guess not, Sheriff.
Well, I might as well. There's no reason why I shouldn't. I got that Baronvich guy after all.
You mean you killed him, too?
Sure, why not? You see, he was in the house the night I killed Ada, and he knew I'd done it. So a little while afterwards, he started calling me up and asking for money. Said he'd turn me in if I didn't raise some cash for him. But I told him to keep out of my way or I'd get him too, and he'd stop calling.
You said you killed him.
I did. I came back to the house one night, and when I walked in the door, there he was, sitting in a chair with a .38 in his hand. Before I could do anything, he jammed it in at me, and I struggled with him. Pretty soon I got it. I hit him over the head a few times, and he fell down.
Are you sure you're telling me the truth, Jerry?
Sure, I'm giving you the straight goods, Sheriff.
All right, go ahead. What'd you do then?
Got some heavy baling wire and wrapped him up in it. Then I found some hunks of lead, and I tied them on. Finally, I drove him out to the bridge and dumped him off. I figured he'd probably wash ashore by now. That's why I asked about the wire.
Well, I don't know, Jerry. It's gotten so I don't know when to believe you and when not to. However, I've got an idea. And if I can promote it, we'll see how much truth there is in your story.
What do you mean?
Simply that I'm going to get in touch with Inspector Pigeon of Berkeley and ask him a favor. If he falls in with the idea, you're going to have a chance to try lying to the lie detector. I'm anxious to see how it comes out. Step on it, Maloney.
And a few days later, in Inspector Pigeon's office at Berkeley, Jerry Sells, the laughing killer, sits before a strangely constructed machine. Around his arm is a blood pressure winding. In front of him are numerous instruments for indicating changes of heartbeat, quickened pulse. Quietly, Inspector Pigeon asks the questions, watches his apparatus as it responds false or true.
Now, Sells, I want you to repeat what I say.
Okay, Inspector. Shoot the works.
I want you to say, I did not kill Mrs. Rice.
But I did.
That's all right. You repeat what I said.
Okay. I did not kill Mrs. Rice.
Now, I'm going to ask you to notice that instrument hand in front of you, Sheriff. It has registered an uneven line during Sells' last statement. That indicates an increased heartbeat. Or, to our way of figuring, a lie. Now, Sells, will you tell us what you did to Baron?
Sure. I killed him. Hit him with a gun and tied him up with baling wire.
You notice the line, Sheriff?
I do. It's wiggling all over the place.
Naturally, the lie detector cannot be used as direct evidence. Its testimony is not acceptable in a court. But as far as we can go, the detector is telling us that this man is lying.
Thanks a lot, Inspector Pigeon. Now, if you'll get Sells out from under that machine, I'll take him back to San Mateo. He's probably lonesome for his jail cell by now. How about it, Jerry?
And once back in jail, Jerome Sells settles down to a surly existence, broken only by his spasmodic moments of laughter. And Sheriff McGrath, his case complete, turns the evidence over to District Attorney Gilbert Farrell. On March 12th, 1936, Sells stands before Superior Court Judge Cotton, pleads guilty to the crime. Then, before Judge Cotton pronounces sentence, Farrell makes a closing statement.
Your Honor, at this time I should like to recommend that the defendant be spared the extreme penalty. He has cooperated with the law throughout this trial. He's pled guilty, therefore saving a great deal of time and money for the county. He's also shown his willingness to cooperate by identifying the body of his victim, Ada Rice. And he's the only man who could have done this, due to reasons you already know. However, I ask the court to make certain, if it sees fit to impose a life sentence, to make certain that Jerome Sells will spend the rest of his life in the penitentiary. And the only way to do this is to recommend that there be no parole. Thank you, Your Honor.
Jerome Sells, stand and face the court. Are you ready at this time to have sentence passed on you?
I guess so, Your Honor.
Then I sentence you to spend the rest of your natural life in San Quentin Penitentiary. Furthermore, I order that you be sentenced without benefit of a parole during your lifetime.
And just 2 months later, from his cell in San Quentin, Jerome Sells turns the final page in his macabre story, brings to a close all conjecture about his second victim.
Of course, that was all hooey. I never killed that Bulgarian army officer, Baronvich. As a matter of fact, there never was any Baronvich. I just made him up on the spur of the moment. And did I get a lot of laughs out of that? Why, you guys never knew who you were.
So ends Jerome Sells' almost unbelievable tale, and at the same time, so ends his career as a killer. The only motive ever discovered for his crime was his desire for Ada Rice's bank account, a small prize to gain when placed beside the sentence he received. There is no chance for him to obtain his freedom from some subsequent parole board, because his sentence, without benefit of parole, precludes that. Only death can free him from his cell. The police and the district attorney deserve great credit for their patience in uncovering the motive of the crime, the successive steps which finally led to the conviction and sentence. Crime does not pay.
Calling all cars, the copyrighted program created by the Rio Grande Oil Company.
Los Angeles Police calling all cars. Attention all cars. Broadcast 169 regarding a robbery. Go at once to 2015 North Berendo Street. And that's all. Rosenquist.
In urging you to use Rio Grande cracked gasoline, never do we make unsupported claims. If we cannot give you convincing facts and reasons, we cannot expect your loyalty. By the same token, if we prove to you the advantage of Rio Grande cracked gasoline, we expect you at least to give it a trial. We ask you to remember only one fact. More police cars, fire engines, ambulances, and other emergency equipment use Rio Grande cracked gasoline wherever it is sold than any other brand. Last year, this meant 55 million miles. Do you know of any other test, any other run, any other trip that covered 55 million miles? The average police car travels more than 200 miles a day, more than 75,000 miles a year. Do you know of any other driving that is a fairer test of gasoline? There are no tricks to a police officer's driving. He drives just as you do, except harder. Rio Grande cracked gasoline gives him that finer, flashier performance called police car performance. And it will give you exactly the same. And here is the reason. Rio Grande cracked gasoline is refined by the patented Sinclair cracking process. This breaks up gasoline into finer atoms which burn more readily and more completely. Turn these facts to your own advantage. See your independent Rio Grande dealer tomorrow, and from tomorrow on, enjoy the satisfaction and the thrill of police car performance in your own car. Once again, we present Captain Bert Wallace, head of the homicide squad of the Los Angeles Police Department. Captain Wallace.
Good evening, friends.
Tonight's story is an unusual one, as well as being a fine example of the value of California's anti-kidnap law. As a result of this law, new at the time of this crime was committed, we were able to send the criminals responsible for it to the penitentiary for life. Had the anti-kidnap law not been in effect, they would have been able to spend a term for robbery in San Quentin, then come out to prey on you, the public, all over again. It is a satisfaction to us, and should be to you, to know that now, with the California anti-kidnap law in action, criminals who fall under its shadow will be effectively removed from society, not for a few years, but for life. It is a brisk December evening, 1935. At his home in Hollywood, Attorney Henry Bodkin, former vice president of the Board of Governors of the State Bar of California, and one of the most popular barristers of Los Angeles, makes last-minute preparations before leaving for the Los Angeles Bar Association's annual hijinks. His wife nearly ready, his 12-year-old son, Grattan, eating dinner under the capable supervision of the colored maid, Attorney Bodkin decides to save time by bringing his car from the garage in back to the driveway entrance. But as he pulls the car to a stop and looks expectantly out of the side window for his wife, he meets with a surprise.
Pardon, this is Mr. Bodkin? Why, yes. We got a Christmas package for you.
A Christmas package?
That's right.
Why, it's a little early for such things. Only the 16th. However, put it in the back of the car there.
Yeah, here's the receipt. Will you sign, please?
All right, let me have it. Sign it right here?
Yeah, right there.
Here you are. Oh, did you put the package in the back?
Yes, sir.
That's fine.
Cut your motor and turn off those lights.
What?
Come on. Let's just stick up and we mean business. Cut that motor and put off those lights.
Well, here, wait a minute. I'll give you my wallet.
Yeah, we don't want that. Come on, cut that motor. Now get out of the car and we'll go in the house. All right. You go ahead. And remember that I got you covered with this gun all the time.
Now, listen, men. There's a colored maid inside. If she sees you with those masks on and those guns, she'll get hysterical. There's liable to be trouble.
Well, it's up to you to keep her quiet, then. Now, come on.
Now, look. All the money I've got is in my wallet here. Why don't you be reasonable and take that?
Shut up and keep walking.
Go on in the house.
I'll have to get the maid. The door's locked from inside.
Okay. See if she keeps quiet.
I'll do my best.
Oh, well, Mr. Bodkin.
It's all right, Amelia. These men are friends of mine. Now, don't get excited.
Oh, yes, Mr. Bodkin. Mrs. Bodkin's in the dining room. She's pretty near ready to go.
That's fine. We'll go in there.
Yes, Mr. Bodkin. Oh, I'm all ready, dear. I just have...
Ruth, don't get excited and don't cry out. These men are armed. What? Please. Everything will be all right. Where's Grattan?
He's in the bedroom.
Get him. I'll go with you.
Yes.
And don't try any funny stuff because I won't like it.
Oh, Grattan, come in here, will you, dear? All right.
Sit down here at this table, Mr. Barton.
All right.
Aren't you and Dad going to the party?
Now, come in here, Grattan.
Okay, Dad.
And you sit down at the table, too, Sonny. And you, too, Mrs. Bodkin.
Yes, sir.
Ah, that's fine. Now, here's the idea. We want all your money. Every bit of it. Where is it?
I told you. Everything I have is here in my wallet.
Give it to me.
All right, here.
$19, eh? $19, and you say that's all you have? Come on, where's your real money?
Oh, here's my purse. You can have all that's in it.
Thanks. $24. Well, isn't that fine? Now, look. We want real money, not chicken feed. We're staying right here until we get it.
Listen, mister, I got some money in my savings bank. You can have it if you go away and stop scaring my mother and Dad.
Search the woman's coat.
Yeah, okay. Come on, hand it over, lady. There's nothing in it.
Oh, here. Here are my rings. You can have them.
Thanks again. Now, look. Cut the cord.
Yeah, okay.
Now,
You going to tell us where your money's hidden or not?
I've told you the truth. You've got everything I have.
All right, come on. Let's take the woman and the kid in the other room and work this guy over. He'll talk then.
Henry.
Go with him, Ruth.
Oh, but
It's all right.
They'll hurt you.
I don't think so. You go ahead and do as they say.
Come on. Cut the chatter and let's go. You keep an eye on this guy while I find a place to put these two.
Yeah, okay, don't be long.
You're making an awful mistake doing this. You won't find any more money around here.
I wouldn't be too sure. Now, you just keep quiet till my partner comes back, and then we'll see about it.
You said something about hidden money. What did you mean by that?
Keep quiet.
I locked them in the closet. They'll be safe enough there.
You didn't hurt them?
No, I didn't. Now, let's stop fooling around and get down to business. Take off your shoes.
My shoes?
You heard me. Take them off.
All right.
Now, look through him. See if he's got any dough hidden.
Yeah.
How about it?
There's nothing in here. There's not a dime.
All right, then we'll have to try something else. Get out that wire and tie him down.
What's the idea?
Shut up. The only time I want to hear you talk is when you tell me where your money is.
But I've already told you.
I don't believe you. Tie him with his hands behind him. All right, Bodkin. Now, your last chance. Where's the money?
I haven't any.
Maybe this gun will change your mind.
There isn't any use in shooting me. I've told you the truth.
Think hard. Where's that money? Where's that money?
Listen, I don't know who told you I had money in the house. But it's not true. Do you think I'd let you do this to my family if I had any?
Think fast.
If I had any money, I'd give it to you. Everything would be covered by insurance. I'm not holding out on you.
Bring out his wife.
Okay. My wife isn't going to be able to give you any information. There isn't a cent more in the house.
That's what you say, Bodkin. For me, I don't believe you. I think you're lying. And I'm not leaving till I prove it.
Hopelessly bound hand and foot, Attorney Bodkin sits in the chair, stares directly in front of him, his mind constantly seeking some way to end the ordeal, grasping at some new straw, rejecting it again for another. And after an interval that seems an age, the door opens again. His wife, terrified, is brought into the room, made to sit across the table from him. For a moment, nothing is said. No sound breaks the heavy silence of the place. Then, slowly, deliberately, one of the men begins to speak.
Lady, I'm going to tell you something. Something that's mighty important to you.
Yes.
We're not amateurs. We're not fooling. You know that.
Yes.
You've got some money hidden in this house somewhere. We intend to get it. And I don't much care how. How about it? Are we going to have to get tough, or are you going to talk?
My wife has
Shut up.
told you.
How about it, lady?
I've told you all I can. There isn't any money here.
How would you like to see your husband's body floating around in the bay?
Oh.
Yeah, I can tell you wouldn't like it. Well, that's exactly what's going to happen to him if you don't talk.
Oh, but I've told you.
Now, listen, both of you. We got a gang outside armed with machine guns. If you won't talk, I'm going to call them in, and they'll tear this place apart. All right? I've got another idea. Maybe a little heat will change your mind.
What are you going to do?
You watch, lady. You'll see. Give me that magazine.
Oh, yeah. Here you are.
Now, Bodkin, are you going to talk?
You're making a mistake. There isn't
okay,
any money.
Okay, give me a match.
Yeah, I got it here.
Yeah, we'll see how he likes this.
But you can't do that. You can't.
No, lady, I can, and I'm going to. Maybe when this flame begins to warm your husband's hands, he'll spill. They usually do.
Oh, no.
All right, Bodkin, how do you like this? You better talk, Bodkin. This is going to burn pretty hard.
There's no money.
Well, where's that money? Where's that money? This is beginning to get on my nerves.
You think he's lying?
I don't know.
Oh, please. Please don't torture him anymore. We've told you the truth. Here's my checkbook. You can look at the stubs. I drew $25 out today, and I spent $1. Here's the rest. $24. That's all we have in the house.
Let me see that checkbook.
Let me see. Yeah, it's there, all right. There's $25 on this date here.
Yeah, I'm afraid they're telling the truth. Wait till I get my hands on that lousy punk that gave us this steer. I'll bust his head off.
We better get going, huh?
Yeah, we've got to tie him up first, and then we'll scram. You go get the kid and that maid, and I'll start on these.
Yeah, okay.
You're lucky to get off so easy, mister. I thought you were still lying.
No, I'm not.
Yeah. Still. Yeah, well, put out your hands, lady. I'm going to tie you up good and tight just so you won't try any funny stuff after we're gone. Tie those other two up good. The kid, too.
Yeah, okay. Come on. Put your hands behind your back here.
Now, listen, all of you. As soon as we finish this, we're leaving, see? And I don't want a peep out of you for 45 minutes. Not one sound. If you do make any of the boys outside who'll come in and make it very nasty, remember that.
And after finishing the job of trussing Bodkin and his household, the two men walk out, disappear into the night. For several minutes, no one dares speak. Then Grattan, the 12-year-old Bodkin boy, begins a slow but determined attack on the ropes binding his wrists. Finally manages to squirm free. In turn, releases his father, mother, and Amelia, the speechlessly frightened colored maid. And once free, Bodkin rushes across the street to his neighbor's house, phones the police, receives a promise of prompt action. Within 10 minutes, Detectives Clifford Jordan and Jack Molina from the Hollywood Division enter the house, begin an investigation. An investigation that lasts half the night, results in the following meager clues. Bodkin's description of the men. The fake Christmas package found in the back of Bodkin's car, which when unwrapped proved to be a box of the type used to hold a gallon wine bottle. On the outside it bears the label, Claret. These two leads and no other. The detectives have to work on. And after a fruitless night of questioning neighbors, searching for fingerprints, Jordan and Molina return to police headquarters and make a report. Finding the Bodkin torturers begins to look like an impossibility. 5 days pass, during which many suspicious characters are picked up and questioned by police. But no sign of the two men described by Bodkin can be found. And then, one morning...
Georgia Street Police Station.
This is Radio Officer Kemp speaking. We've got a woman out here who claims she knows something about that Bodkin case.
Where are you?
Corner 8th and Maple.
Okay, stay there and hang on to her. I'll check with Captain Edwards and have someone come down.
Okay.
Informed of this new break, Captain Edwards, in charge of the Georgia Street detectives, sends Lieutenant Detectives Hurst and Gorman to the spot with instructions to run the tip down. And a few minutes later, they join radio officers Kemp and Miller and are in turn introduced to a woman.
Now, what's this all about, lady?
You're looking for the man who pulled that Bodkin job, aren't you?
Correct.
Well, I know who did it.
Oh.
Well, the only thing is, I'm afraid you'll think that I had something to do with it, and I didn't.
Suppose you tell us your story and we'll see.
Well, will you promise me that I won't get mixed up in the thing if I can prove I was clear?
Sure.
Well, all right. Well, I was out a little joint the other night, you know, a beer spot, and I met two fellas. They asked me to join their party, and I did. I couldn't see anything wrong in that. They looked all right.
Sure.
Well, but after we'd been there a while, they got pretty drunk. Began talking about all kinds of things, and all of a sudden they mentioned this Bodkin thing. One of them sort of laughed, and then he asked me how I'd like to have some diamonds. And he showed me a newspaper article about the torture case. And all of a sudden, I realized I was with the men who done it.
What'd you do then?
Well, I was scared, and I thought about getting away from there. And then I figured maybe if I stayed, they'd talk more, and I could help the police.
Did they?
Oh, plenty. They even admitted having done the job. One of them, his name's Hill. Well, he was all for not talking, but the other one was drunker, and he told me all about it.
Listen, you know where we can find those men now?
Yes, in their apartment, and I'll bet they're still asleep.
Can you show us where it is?
Oh, yes.
Okay, come on, boys. We're going up and interview these lads.
Oh, Won't they be surprised?
And a short time later, a very much surprised pair of men find their morning meal suddenly disrupted by the abrupt arrival of the Ford officers. They admit to the names of Hill and Tanner, but vehemently deny any knowledge of the Bodkin affair. And after a short round of questioning, Hurst and Gorman decide to take them to the police station for further questioning. There they are joined by two more detectives, Fred Wessel and M.O. O'Connor. But repeated questioning brings the same replies from both men, a complete denial of any connection with the case. A check of the Record Bureau brings to light the fact that Tanner has a past record, that Hill has none. Therefore, Captain Edwards points out Hill is the logical one to crack under questioning. And with this in mind, the four detectives bring Hill into the room. Start all over again.
Now, look, Hill, where were you on the night of December 16th?
Well, I was over at the county hospital seeing my wife. She's sick.
You're sure you weren't out at Henry Bodkin's house that night?
No, I was at the hospital, sir.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, Hill, aren't you the fellow that tortured Henry Bodkin, kidnapped him, and robbed his wife? You may not know it, but when you forced Bodkin to take a walk with you, you kidnapped him. You know what they do with kidnappers in this state now, don't you?
I didn't have nothing to do with it. I was just over there seeing my wife.
Where were you before you went over to the hospital?
I don't remember. I can't remember.
What did you do afterwards?
Well, I'm not sure. It's kind of hard to remember that far back, you see.
All right, Hill, go on. Forget everything you ever knew. Only if you want my opinion of you, you're being pretty silly. Come on, O'Connor. I want to see you alone a minute.
And once out of the room, Lieutenant Gorman confides to O'Connor his idea, which results in a hurried trip to the county hospital. Once there, the two men find Hill's wife, question her. Question her about her husband's alibi visit on the night of December 16th. Find him to be lying. As they start to leave, she gives them a note asking that it be delivered in person to Hill. But back at headquarters, Hurst and O'Connor learn that Hill and Tanner are to be put in the show-up the next morning. Decide to hold the letter until afterwards. And accordingly, the following morning, Attorney Bodkin, his wife and son, and the colored maid, Amelia, stand with the officers. Watch the line of suspects as they are paraded under a brilliant white light. Several men are brought out. Then Tanner starts. But as he starts in through the door, a jailer notices he has no shoes on. Makes him get them. And a moment later, his reason for this is discovered when Amelia bursts into speech.
Yeah, sir. That's one of them, all right. I remember these shoes. There was more like boots than shoes. That's how I know them.
Following this, Bodkin and his wife substantiate Amelia's identification. Hill, when his turn comes, is pointed out by all three of them. The finger points directly to Tanner and Hill as the wanted men. But when questioned again after the show-up, they refuse to talk, deny everything. But Hurst and O'Connor have ideas. Put them into effect when they get Hill alone.
Hill, you're still set on the idea of not talking.
Well, I haven't anything to talk about.
Okay. Here's a letter from your wife. She asked me to give it to you.
Oh, you talked to her?
Sure, over at the hospital last night.
Well, what'd she say?
She seemed kind of hurt when we told her what you'd been doing. Gave us this letter for you. Go on, read it.
Yeah, okay. Okay, I'll tell you about it. I'll tell you all about it. Yeah, I'll do more than that, see? I'll tell you where to find the guy who planned it. He's the one you ought to have. I was just working for him.
Go on.
His name is Brooks, and he's got all the jewelry we got. You can find him at 2960 West 9th Street in his apartment.
And half an hour later, O'Connor, Gorman, Wessel, and Hurst, accompanied by Attorney Bodkin, stand before the door to an apartment the landlady has pointed out as being Brooks.
The door's locked. We'll have to break it in.
Okay.
All together.
Well. I don't think we'll have any trouble with him. Look at that bottle he's been working on. If he finished that all alone, he's plenty drunk. Brooks.
Huh? What is it, huh?
We're after the Bodkin diamonds, Brooks. One of the boys said they left them here. Where are they?
They're not here. They had them here, but they took them away. I gotta get another drink. My head's coming off.
You know Jim Hill?
Never heard of him.
Here's something. Yeah? This newspaper dated the 16th.
Want a drink?
Lying over here, open to the story about the kidnapping.
Give me my bottle.
What are you doing with that, Brooks?
Gotta have a drink. Head's coming off.
Well, it doesn't Doesn't look as though we're going to get very far with him at this point.
let me alone.
Well, we'll take him in and let a night in jail
What's the matter
sober
with
him
you?
up. Maybe he'll feel more like talking tomorrow.
And the following morning, a soberer but surly Brooks faces Attorney Bodkin and the officers, answers questions in a defiant tone.
You know Buck Tanner?
I never heard of him.
Where'd you get that cardboard box you turned over to Jim Hill last Saturday night?
I turned over to Jim Hill. I don't even know Jim Hill. If he says so, he's crazy.
You never saw Jim Hill before you saw him in jail?
Well, I've seen him, but I don't know him.
Would you know Hill if you saw him again?
I don't know.
Maybe if you could have Hill brought in, Lieutenant.
Right away. I'll get him, Mr. Bodkin.
Thanks. Now, Brooks, you say Hill has never been in your apartment.
Yeah, that's right. Never.
Yet Hill says he has.
Well, then he's lying.
We'll see about that.
Right in here, Hill.
Hello, Hill. You know this fellow sitting here?
Yes. You can't positively identify me. Now, wasn't there another fella in my apartment when you were there? You know, a guy about my size named Schultz, huh?
No. Brooks, what afternoon did Hill come up to your apartment?
I don't know. I was never there when Hill was there.
Yesterday, when we entered your apartment, we asked you where the diamonds were that had been left with you, and you said they'd been taken away again.
Hey, you're crazy. I didn't say that. I had some jewelry of my own in my pocket. That's what I meant.
Didn't you say the boys had taken them?
No, I didn't.
Hill, where did you last see this man, Brooks?
Well, when we give him the jewelry and stuff.
Well, Brooks, do you remember that?
No, I don't.
Now, listen, Brooks. I'm clean. I'm going to be clean, see? I was dragged into something I knew nothing about. You got me to do the job, and then you told me if I backed down, it was my head. And then you turned around and gave me $1 for it.
He only gave you $1? Did he say the job was a success?
He said there should have been more.
Did you ask him for more money?
Well, I asked him for some of the jewelry, and he told me to get out.
What have you got to say, Brooks?
Say, I ain't got nothing to say.
Do you admit it or deny it?
I deny it, and you, Hill, you positively identify me?
Absolutely.
You're wrong, man.
Not by a long shot, Brooks, and you know it.
Well, I don't know anything of the sort, and I still say you're nuts. You're as crazy as a hare. Why, I never had anything to do with you.
And despite Hill's positive identification of Brooks as the brains of the gang, the police are unable to connect him by any direct evidence. No jewelry has been found in his apartment. Nothing that can be offered as evidence in court. 5 days pass. 5 days in which the police can get no more out of either Tanner or Brooks. Then, the morning of the 6th.
Georgia Street Police Station. Her speaking.
Now, this is the landlady over at the apartment where Harry Brooks lives, and I wondered if you could give him a message for me.
What's that, ma'am?
Well, I found a funny-looking little chamois bag in the bushes under Mr. Brooks's window, and opened it, and there were some diamond rings in it. And I was just going to give them back to him, and I remembered he'd gone away with you, so I thought you could tell him.
Well, I'll tell him all right. And don't let that bag out of your sight. This is just what we needed.
And when the little chamois bag is safe in his possession, Hearst brings it to Bodkin, and Bodkin identifies the rings as being the ones stripped from his wife's fingers by the torture bandits. The final and most important link in the chain of evidence is forged. And a month later in court, Hill turns state's evidence and supplies the prosecution with a complete description of the crime, with the result that when the jury finally gets the case, their decision is unanimous.
We, the jury, find the defendants Harry Brooks and William Tanner guilty of kidnapping and robbery as charged. All right, let me get
Tanner and Brooks were sentenced to death on the gallows under the new California kidnap law. Hill to a term of 2 years to life in San Quentin. Clemency brought Tanner and Brooks a reduction of sentence to that of life without right of parole. Thus ends the career of California's famous torture kidnap case, with all three participants right where they belong, behind the bars of the state penitentiary.
Thank you, Captain Wallace. A while ago, I told you, police
cars and other emergency equipment traveled 55 million miles last year on Rio Grande cracked gasoline. Well, here are some of the cities that have used it exclusively in law enforcement work: Marysville, Oakland, Berkeley, Fresno, Santa Barbara, Los Angeles, Pasadena, Monterey Park, San Diego, Phoenix, Santa Barbara County, Orange County, San Diego County, Maricopa County, Arizona, and many, many other cities and counties. Many of these cities also use Sinclair motor oils, Sinclair Pennsylvania or Sinclair Opaline. Naturally, the two make an excellent combination. Quick-starting Rio Grande cracked gasoline refined by the patented Sinclair cracking process and free-flowing Sinclair motor oils, thoroughly de-waxed and de-jellied. Your independent Rio Grande dealer can supply you with everything you need for superb motoring satisfaction: chassis lubrication, crankcase lubrication, and the only gasoline you can buy that gives police car performance, Rio Grande cracked with tetraethyl. And he will give you free the means of an evening's entertainment, calling all cars news, detective stories, movie gossip and pictures, radio news, and many special features. See him tomorrow.
Los Angeles Police calling all cars, attention all cars. A cancellation broadcast 169 regarding a robbery. Suspects in this case are now in custody. That's all. Rosenquist.
Your narrator, Frederick Lindsley, bidding you good night